Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94. You're back with another reaction video. Today we're going to react to this week in sports. This week in sports ball, NFL Week 4. Without further ado, let's get right into it.
The culture of that is actually damn good.
You got fire in your gut?
Are you kidding me?
Alrighty, let's get right into it.
Detroit's been waiting a long time for this. Fun fact, this interception was the most yardage the Packers would gain for a while. The Lions had special plans for arrogant older brother to the west. It involved beating the ever-loving shit out of them with the running game and their defense. Green Bay obeyed Highlander rules. There can be only 1 yard of offense in the first quarter. I'd make some lame drinking joke, but the average Wisconsinite has an ABV of around 0.2 in any given time. It's second nature. Just like Detroit suddenly owning the Packers in games they play with them. The Motor City all but ran over Lambeau both on the field and in the stands. Yes, Green Bay would try to come back, but like Quay Walker, being an idiot failure is inevitable. Meet the new masters of the NFC North. Dan Campbell's 4th straight win over the Packers.
Let's go.
A new beast is emerging in Detroit, and it's one of superiority. Wow, kids, look at all these toys that Arthur Smith has to play with. Mint condition Kyle Pitts, a limited edition Drake London. You can't even find Bijan before he's ripped off the shelves. But Arthur Smith isn't like all the other boys. He likes to play with a 2003 Dodge Neon that's lost a wheel. Jacksonville needed a rebound game badly. And good thing they're up against Desmond Ridder. They picked him apart like their name was Sid Phillips. Ritter's like Forky. He's trash. In the confines of their second home in London, the Jags took care of business convincingly and then some. Merely toying with their prey before putting them out of their misery. Remember the scene with the incinerator in Toy Story 3? Just like that, except without the Deus Ex Machina. Yes, this segment was corny as all hell. Did the Falcons really deserve better today? Joe Burrow is visibly hurting. At this point, it would probably be easier for the Bengals to let him fully heal instead of chuck him out at 50%. Cincy's offense is suffering big time. When your unit is worse than the goddamn Steelers in terms of points per game, that's a good sign to take a hard look at what you're doing. Mainly, why the hell are you trying to do things like you have a healthy Burrow?
Damn, Joe.
Of course Tennessee's going to take advantage of it. Worse, you don't even get the Herculean efforts of an overperforming defense to save the day.
Damn.
Not when King Henry's around, rumbling and destroying everything in his sight as always. The Titans needed this after whatever the hell last week was. Now since he's spiraling, T. Higgins is hurt and Jamar Chase is pissed. He's like Waffle House. He's always open. 2 things come to mind immediately. First of all, Houston is nowhere near as bad as we all thought they'd be at the start of the year. A team down most of their offensive line and rebuilding at the skill positions look like a calm, poised group that imposed their will on
Seems
anyone
like they found him another quarterback, though.
Ryans has his men dialed in and is scheming against his
Seems like
opponents well to
Houston
win.
got them another quarterback.
On the other hand,
Realistically,
Jesus fucking Christ, the Pittsburgh Steelers look like puke. This offense apparently shits itself in certain situations, like when there's a slight wind, or if someone opens the damn door, or if there's a failure to say enough Tomlinisms in a press conference. This defense couldn't do a thing against this? I get CJ Stroud looks really good, but this is ridiculous. This is now roughly month 13 of asking what it's going to take to get Matt Canada fired. The fucker got Kenny Pickett injured, potentially long term. A 4th and 1 out of shotgun? Are you trying to be this fucking stupid? Am I fat, sassy, and spoiled for wanting a fucking offense that can move the ball more than 10 yards a drive? Oh, there are going to be changes. Knowing this team, they'll be playing the David Bowie song at practice. What a fucking joke.
Yeah.
NFL fans around the world rejoice. Deshaun Watson is dealing with an elbow injury that will keep him out of this game. Begin the sensation that is Dorian Thompson-Robinson at quarterback. He got eaten alive. Another reason why preseason stats should be taken with a pinch of salt. Because the Ravens defense was eager to crush someone after falling apart last week. Only 166 yards of offense surrendered all day. And against their vastly inferior clone, what isn't a better outcome than watching Cleveland die yet again? Even their defense would have no chance at being successful. They had only given up 1 offensive touchdown in 3 games to this point. Lamar had 4 of them on his own. No matter what happens, Art Modell will piss all over Cleveland in the afterlife. I think they call that rain up there. Game of the week? Yeah, sure, the Bills say to themselves. Their quest to destroy everything in their path after the great humiliation continues on. The Dolphins supposedly have a great offense? Well, Buffalo can do one better. Actually, far more than better. The Dolphins talk about having a cheetah while the Bills are an actual cheetah. Whatever defensive attack Miami could muster was no chance for Josh Allen's ascension to Fire God. If that isn't enough to be incinerated where you stand, here comes Stephon Diggs to gash whatever's left of you into dust in the wind. It was public slaughter in front of their home crowd, and the fans relished in it. This is supposed to be the best opponent the league can offer? They want a real challenge. Even DeMar Hamlin's back as a dressed player. Just give that guy comeback player of the year right now.
Yeah, I couldn't take Miami
Cost
this
of victory
week.
is
You
in
go against
Tre'Davious
Buffalo.
White. He suffered another serious injury. Oh, god damn it. In an incredibly surprising turn of events, Derek Carr will not be missing multiple weeks with a shoulder injury.
Oh, wow.
Call it mutant healing or something. Don't forget, Alvin Kamara's back from suspension as well. Too bad he didn't do a damn thing for their fortunes against the Bucks. That defense of theirs came to play, and New Orleans had absolutely no answers for it.
Damn.
Out of all their drives, about half of them gained less than 5 yards. And that's if the turnovers weren't killing them. That's what we call suffocation, boys. This is the Baker Mayfield revival. And his spirals and gunslinging will make this a slow, agonizing death for the Saints fans in attendance. Perhaps next time, Pete Carmichael will do things like competently game plan and utilize the talent he has on his offense. But that's a pipe dream. All you get is Baker Mayfield dancing on your hospital bed. It's kinda hypnotic if we're being honest. I can hear everyone screaming at me to call this a tank bowl, but I argue this is far more of a choke bowl. Know why? Kirk Cousins threw yet another interception in the red zone. It was taken all the way back for a 99-yard pick six.
Damn.
Know how it gets worse? It happened again just outside the red zone. Time to bring out the same tired tropes about the Vikings, right? You haven't seen Carolina much this year, have you? They're making this a lot harder than it has to be on themselves. It's not that Bryce Young isn't just looking like a deer in headlights in this offense, it's that he's pretty much 1 against 11. I don't know if it's Bryce or the schematics or that shitty O-line they have, but the Panthers can do nothing against a weak defensive unit. In fact, the Vikings defense just made Young undergo his traditional brutal fumble return for a defensive touchdown. In a game where both teams repeatedly tripped over themselves to move the football, Minnesota finally realized they have Justin Jefferson and took the lead. It would not be relinquished. Even as Carolina gets to the red zone with time winding down, they... hold? The Vikings didn't blow a game for once? This is the most shocking revelation of the week. I feel like I've experienced a break in the system.
Oh, Lord. Who gonna come out of this one? Because I didn't
Tank
see
Bowl
it.
in week 4. What the hell has this world come to? Well, when you get a team with a tremendous 180 in defense against the football equivalent of the Great Fire of Chicago, you get a must-watch shit show for all ages. It's here where we ask a question. How the fuck does Vance Joseph keep getting work? He's accomplished absolutely nothing as a coordinator, and his horrible schematics have turned an elite defense into a sieve. Denver isn't just making Justin Fields look good, they're bringing him back to Ohio State. It's so nice of Vance to pay it forward. He realizes Fields is on the verge of bust him and is showcasing his talents for a future trade. Denver fixed Russell Wilson. The cost was everything else. And now it's a 28-7 game in the third quarter. Well done, Sean. What were you saying about Hackett being a hack? I'm experiencing deja vu. It should be a positive moment for Bears fans. Unfortunately for them, Chicago enjoys nothing more than chemically castrating them every week. It's not even one element that falls, it's everything that collapses in on itself. All in attendance forgot that the Bears' defense is excrement. And that might be a generous assessment of whatever's assembled out there. And unfortunately, everyone forgot that Justin Fields makes brutal decisions with the football. A botched fumble from him recovered for a Denver touchdown. Game tie. But Chicago does have control of the game in their hands. They're pushing the ball down Denver's throat and are in field goal range. Yet ask me this. It's a 4th and 1 at Denver's 20 and you're going for it?
They go for it. And I don't think he got there.
You go out a fucking shotgun in short yardage and telegraph the most obvious play in the world.
Oh my
Why is
God.
it so hard to take the damn points? Of course Denver's gonna capitalize on it. Guess what the Broncos do, Eberflus? They take the points! What a shocking concept as they steal the lead. Now panic time is in the air. Of course, we all remember their quarterback is Justin Fields.
Santos' career long is 55 yards. Pressure coming. Fields over the middle. Intercepted!
God damn.
Jackson, and he goes to the ground.
You seriously wasted what could be the best performance of Fields' career against the Vance Joseph defense. You seriously pissed away a 21-point lead due to what can only be described as sheer arrogance. Matt Eberflus, may I give you some advice?
They need to fire the whole fucking coaching staff. The whole coaching staff gotta go, bro.
Starting at midnight.
That was fucking dumb.
Lynch mobs for you and Luke Getsy. This was special, and Bears fans want more than blood. They want your soul. When it shits on your face, it spews in every direction. Not only are the Bears in hell, but one of their big moves has blown up on them. You were more than warned about Claypool, Chicago. The lazy route running, the piss-poor effort in blocking and contested balls, the unwarranted arrogance. This is the exact same shit he pulled in Pittsburgh. Got so bad he was forced to apologize in front of the team after week 1. It didn't get much better. There's one thing about Chase, he loves to talk shit he can't back up. The Bears aren't utilizing his talents, allegedly. Which is ironic since Chase himself doesn't know how to properly utilize Chase's talents. This was the last straw for the Bears. There's a healthy scratch in their last joke and has been told to stay away from the team. They're looking for some table crumbs for him in a trade, but I doubt they even get that. A friendly reminder that they traded the 32nd overall pick for this shit.
Damn.
An NFL career in jeopardy. Never heard of her. Speaking of moves that have catastrophically blown up in a team's face, has Randy Gregory done anything with the Broncos? He got a huge contract to poach him away from Dallas 18 or so months ago, and he's developed new superpowers in the process. Being invisible and injury-prone. Gaze at the tens of millions of dollars in front of you, Denver. Now watch as it magically disappears into the pockets of Gregory. He's earned about $1 million per quarterback pressure, and now he'll be pressuring a new target, the unemployment line. He's being cut as the Broncos try to get younger on defense, thus adding to the complete disaster that is Denver over the past 2 years. Maybe more. If there's any solace, Randy, Jerry Boy probably has your number on speed dial. A tale of two Rams teams. The frustrations of a group trying to rebound after last year's disaster unfold on a grand Indianapolis stage. First half is a story of ascension. LA proceeds to flash the ability that made them champions less than 2 years ago. Indy just can't get out of their own way. Or is that just the Rams' defense? Either way, it's a comedy of errors for the Colts to the tune of a 23-0 deficit. Let go of the Jets and cruise for the rest of the game. Cue the turnaround point. Matthew Stafford's health is fleeting for this world. He suffered a hip injury in the game. After this point, the offense can do pretty much jack and shit. Not to mention with a defense that is continually taxed and exhausted, they learned that Indianapolis is a young and hungry team. The Colts will slowly but surely chip away at that deficit under Anthony Richardson's might. They'll flash the talent that made him the 4th overall pick, efficiently dissecting the Rams' defense on several big drives. Not to mention the Rams' offense is hobbled and can't get anything going. AR has a chance to be a hero for the first time in the NFL. Against an outgunned defense, Richardson ascends to what the Colts think he can be. A leader. He's helped them from the brink to tie the game. 23 unanswered points. Not too shabby, but the time has come for overtime. The Rams will get ball first and proceed to never let it go. Death by 1,000 paper cuts. Only in a way that Stafford can. And who better to win it all than the great sensation known as Puka Nacua?
3rd down and 4. Stafford throws. There he is. Nacua to the end zone. Rams win.
You got really fucking lucky you were facing the Colts. You faced a team that wasn't trying to rebuild on the fly, you would have had your shit kicked in 10 times over. I'm not congratulating you for this. Get the hell out of my sight. Philly might be undefeated, but they are looking incredibly suspicious right now. Most of their games follow 2 arcs. Start out strong and let off the gas just to escape at the end, or heinously play down to competition. Sometimes both. I don't know what the hell it is, but we haven't seen a full 60-minute effort from the Eagles. It's kind of like they're coasting along. They'll have their talent flash on occasion, but then take a few unnecessary blows from a quietly humming Washington group. In the weirdest scenario of all, this game turns into an offensive duel. Weird since you don't really expect it from the commies. On one side, A.J. Brown is destroying Emmanuel Forbes in coverage like there's no tomorrow. On the other, Philly can't stop anything that Sam Howell does to keep them in the match. This is more than enough lollygagging, boys. You know what you need to do. Unleash the full power.
On 2nd and 4. Hurts looking to throw. Going end zone. Watch Brown.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Philadelphia.
There you go, turning Emmanuel Forbes into burnt toast yet again. A great solution for your woes. If only the defense wasn't getting bested by Sam Howell. They're deep in the red zone, down by 7 with 1 second left. You can stop them, right?
Howell, one last chance. End zone, touchdown! On their last breath, it's Jahan Dotson.
See what happens when you don't finish an opponent off? This shit happens. We're going to overtime. Thank you, fluke bullshit and technicalities, for making this pass to Terry McLaurin incomplete. The most aggravating rule in football, but rules are rules. Now with ball, the Eagles are all but being dragged kicking and screaming to field goal range, despite their intentions.
From 54 for the win. On the way. It is there. And the Eagles remain unbeaten.
Alrighty.
Philly escapes by the literal skin of their teeth. Great, you're 4-0, but you're leaving us with a shitload of questions. There's no goddamn reason for it either. Washington played well, but you better be thanking your lucky stars that pass was incomplete. Great humiliations must be avenged. The Cowboys must prove that destruction at the hands of tanking Cardinals was a fluke. Dallas and Jerry Boy know far too well about putting legendary old coaches out to pasture. A tattered hoodie will be their next victim. Like in week 1, the offense didn't have to do all that much. Simply let the defense wreck everything in sight. The New England offense is still a shit pile, and Dallas simply adds on to the chaos. In the onslaught, Mac Jones malfunctions and forgets how to do the basic necessities of being a quarterback. Brutal turnovers and complete failure to move the football. When Belichick is benching you for your clone in Bailey Zappi, you know it was a nightmare day.
Damn.
The Dallas faithful, though, the unwarranted claims of going back to the Super Bowl will continue on. If the defense keeps doing this, they have a shot at it. Not only were they sodomized against their will by a Dallas enema, their defense suffered horrific losses in the affair. Their 2 best defensive catalysts are gone. Matthew Judon and Christian Gonzalez aren't just injured, they'll be out long term. Gonzalez is a confirmed unit lost. The hoodie has to scramble, but his specialty is selling snake oil to other teams, then reclaiming it at a fraction of the price when they predictably fail elsewhere. J.C. Jackson has been a disaster as a Charger. He doesn't fit their scheme at all. He suffered severe injury last year, and he's been so ineffective in this one that he's been a healthy scratch. Liquid LA's had enough. Bill wants to take him off their hands for a late-round pick swap? Fine, get him the hell out of here. Welcome to the club, JC. You can never escape New England. You're here forever. Arizona, you play hard, I'll give you that. I can't shit on a team that's greatly overachieving for what they're supposed to be, despite lacking talent. However, that ends today. You're playing San Francisco. It's going to be a painful match against a juggernaut. It wasn't even anything you did or didn't do. You're just going up against the Niners. They pull these kind of tricks on everyone. I know you can't stop Christian McCaffrey, but no one really can this year. Sadly, you don't get brownie points for simply trying. Only another L on the stat sheet as the Niners continue their world tour of pure firepower. The Niners are 4-0 and show no signs of stopping anytime soon. Cards look on the bright side. At least you only have to play them one more time this year. The saga that no one wants to continue is trudging along in Las Vegas. No, this is not about Josh McDaniels. Chandler Jones's doom spiral is circling the drains of life itself. At first it was just sad. Now it's turning into a tragedy. I don't want to speculate what he has, but Chandler needs serious help. Going off on social media spouting insane shit with increasing instability, being arrested for burning his ex's stuff outside her home and FaceTiming her doing it. He's been away from the team since Labor Day weekend, but now the Raiders have no choice. Jones has been cut with cause, not only ending a sordid saga, but costing him tens of millions of dollars. All I can say is that I hope he finds it within himself to get the help he needs. I've seen this self-destructive behavior far too many times in the restaurant industry. I have more bad news for the Raiders. Jimmy Jesus has been betrayed by the football gods for 30 pieces of silver. He's out of this matchup. The preseason wonder of Aiden O'Connell will get the call today. That call is probably coming from the same hospital Jimmy G went to. He got routinely destroyed in the pocket. What is an offensive line? The Raiders apparently don't have one today. I think I see a few of Aiden's body parts lying on the ground. Khalil Mack chose to deliver a death penalty to his former team. transformed back to his shit-wrecking self to deliver 6 sacks to his opponent's doorstep. That hasn't been done in a single game since 2017. With Justin Herbert dispatching a suspect defense and the Chargers out to a 24-7 lead, this should be an easy win for Liquid LA. Seriously, what the hell did you expect? It's the Chargers. The offense goes ice cold with a rare fuck up by Herbert and a 3-and-out. That legendary Charger defense proceeds to bend some more with a long touchdown drive to make it a 1-score game. Cue Brandon Staley being a difficulty spike. Another 4th and 1 deep in your territory and you're going for it? Wait, I thought the tush push was a cheat code. Staley, why the fuck are you? Be fucking normal! Now the Raiders have a chance to tie the game or worse. But thankfully, they're the Raiders.
It's 1st and goal. O'Connell. Intercepted.
Fucking Raiders. Fucking Raiders.
Brandon Staley escaping his own incompetence yet again. God, I am so tired of this hack. What is this, the 7th time this has happened in the last 2 seasons? I guess he's playing percentage points on when he'll get fired or something. Who's ready for Taylor Swift? Are you sick of her yet?
Yes.
Too bad they'll be adding a T-Swizzle cam next week. There's also a football game happening as well, but this is the Chiefs. They'll run out to an early 17-0 lead. This is when the NFL has a big brain moment. The Swifties watching can't see another meaningless blowout. Ref ball must take center stage in all facets. Begin the nudging. This offensive holding that started out of the end zone is now a safety. This is supposed to be a horse collar on the defense? He doesn't even touch the pads. They missed a blatant offensive face mask penalty. This is true gamesmanship. Not to mention the scriptwriters allowed Zach Wilson to not be total booty cheeks.
Oh yeah, this is all part of the script.
Looks pretty good. Crazy to think.
Taylor Swift is
Or
part
you
of the
know
script.
The game is tied. Thank you, Patrick Mahomes, for being sloppy as all hell. Now they just need to make sure the Swifties get a happy ending. Did you seriously believe they'd let the Jets win? They'll let the players ad-lib for a bit first. Kansas City takes the lead in a field goal, and Zach Wilson makes the first real flub of his game with a botched snap. Now time to make sure they don't get the ball back. Oh, look over there, a big scramble by Patrick Mahomes on a 3rd and 22 while missing blatant offensive holding on the play. Another 3rd and long for the Chiefs. He threw another bad interception. We can't let that happen. This is defensive holding. This is borderline bullshit. He didn't even throw the flag until the pick was made. For the Swifties watching, this is the golden rule of the NFL. When in doubt, ref ball reigns supreme overall. Robert Saleh can have a conniption on the sidelines all he wants, but he can't comprehend the expert game manipulation on display here. Keep it close and let the team the new fans want to see win. You couldn't write a better script. Except if you wanted any sort of game integrity. East Rutherford apparently wasn't satisfied with hosting one agonizing football game. They needed another to immediately follow it. Terrible football abound as only one thing is apparent. The Giants are ass.
Yep.
And I mean ass.
Yep.
Apparently Saquon and Andrew Thomas are the only things making this team somewhat competent. We're not watching football. We're watching a funnier version of the Bad News Bears. If you look to the 30-yard line, you'll see the remains of what once was Danny Derp smashed into puree on the ground. Behind something that's supposed to be an offensive line, they imitate the southern border by letting everyone in. The Seahawks had 11 sacks. 11. They had 5 in their first 3 games. Danny throwing bad picks in the red zone will do the rest. The G-men made this defense look like the 85 Bears. Seattle's offense merely had to stand there as Wink's units blue-screened constantly. We can safely conclude that Ed Donatel was out here playing chess last January. Last year was a fluke. Here's a free medium soda for the trouble.
Bring out Janine!
Bring out Janine! Damn.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
The bloodlust of the football gods will never be quenched. Amen.
was picked. Back the
The
other
fuck
way,
you throw an
Witherspoon.
interception at the red zone.
Devin Witherspoon cuts back. What a night for the rookie. You think they love him
And
in
pick
Seattle?
6.
How about 6 points? Touchdown Witherspoon, no flags.